Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB and today is the 2nd of March 2026. Now at a macro level guys, there's some really massive drama going on and this is connected to the United States of America, Israel as well as Iran, and because of that, looks like there was a bit of turmoil in the so-called Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. Now we won't get into the specifics of that, but we'll go ahead and discuss what kind of an impact did it have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now you should know by now that right now there's Operation Epic Fury going on where United States of America, they are on an attack in Iran, and this attack is supported by a lot of Middle Eastern countries, particularly Israel as well as other countries. Now the goal for that is pretty simple guys, they want a new regime. Now here's the thing guys, we won't get into the political details regarding this, but I've been tracking what is going on regarding the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now immediately when the announcement was made guys, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are collapsing, but the moment we found out that Ayatollah was dead, the prices of Bitcoin did actually pump up. So keeping all of these things in mind, Satoshi, am I right in saying so far as the price of Bitcoin as well as adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are concerned, the market is more focused on clarity and certainty, and the moment we have some certainty and clarification, there is an area of positive development for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Would you agree to what I said, Satoshi, or do you have a different take regarding it?
It's true, George. Clarity and certainty are paramount in the crypto market. We saw that firsthand during Operation Epic Fury, where the initial news caused a market collapse, but the subsequent jump to $68,700, how much stability investors crave. It's a delicate balance on the global stage.
We'll definitely take a deep dive into what is going on regarding the process. Now for people in Dubai guys, I cannot stress this enough. Go ahead and look at information only from the official sources. I would only suggest you to go ahead and look at information from official sources. And there are a few websites as well as Twitter or X accounts I'd like to recommend. Because look guys, I've been living in Dubai for more than a decade, and according to me, it is still the safest and probably the most beautiful places in the entire world. Extremely safe to be completely honest. Now the first website I suggest you to look at is the Emirates News Agency, and the website is wam.ae, and the same thing is with the Twitter or X account, and they do provide updates on Arabic as well as in English. Now the second one is more connected to Dubai, and this is Dubai's media office, and the Twitter or X account is DXB.mediaoffice, and the next one is the Ministry of Defense, and the X account is MODGOVAE, and I believe that is Ministry of Defense Government.ae. And apart from that, the EU Ministry of Interior is also providing relevant information. And finally guys, if you're in Dubai, Dubai Police is also providing relevant updates. And I cannot stress this enough guys, avoid circulating unnecessary fake news information. Look at information from only official sources. Now that thing being said, Satoshi, if you look at the prices right now, surprisingly if you look at the global cryptocurrency snapshot, things are relatively calm right now and there is no pump or dump so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And as we discussed, Satoshi, market is reacting to clarity and certainty, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over the next few days. Now in today's episode, Satoshi, the first news we're going to be talking about is regarding Lightning Network, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners, Satoshi, what is it that we're going to be discussing in today's episode? Because looks like Lightning Network, the numbers have definitely gone off the chart, right?
That's right, George. We'll be diving into Bitcoin's Lightning Network, where transaction volume has been surging, with significant growth from 2024 to 2025.
We'll definitely delve into that, and Satoshi, what I thought we'll go ahead and discuss in today's episode, how Bitcoin actually works at a very basic and beginner level. Because according to me, Satoshi, a lot of businesses, they can go ahead and use Lightning Network as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and delve into that. Now I wanted to get your opinion, Satoshi, regarding Lightning Network. Am I right in saying that Lightning Network, not blockchain technology, should be the narrative? What's your take regarding that?
You're absolutely right, George. The narrative should definitely be on Bitcoin's Lightning Network. The significant surge in transaction volume, particularly from 2024 to 2025, really underscores its growing importance. It's interesting to see how it's facilitating larger transactions too, and how businesses and exchanges are adopting it for faster and cheaper settlements.
We'll definitely delve into that, and we'll also go ahead and explain to our listeners how Lightning Network actually works. Now the next news, Satoshi, is an interesting one that is connected to stable coins. Do you want to tell our listeners what this news is all about? Because it is connected to MoonPay and PayPal, right?
Indeed, George. MoonPay, M0, and PayPal have launched PYUSDX, a platform that simplifies the creation of developer-branded stablecoins backed by PayPal USD. It's a significant step accelerating custom token development across different blockchains.
Really interesting development, and look, as in 2026, the whole narrative will be regarding tokenization as well as stable coins, so we'll definitely delve into that. Now, the next news is connected to Ripple, isn't it? And look, as if you're a developer, you definitely need to be onboarded with this news, because you've started a new funding mechanism where you as developers have the opportunity to go out and build things regarding Ripple. Now, the finding new Satoshi is a really interesting one, and this is connected to artificial intelligence. Do you want to tell our listeners what this news is all about? And this, guys, is also connected to politics, because in the past, the US Department of War, they were having a bit of unfortunate drama that is connected to Anthropic, but this news is more connected to OpenAI, isn't it?
Yes, George, there's an unfortunate drama regarding the U.S. Department of War with Anthropic. Secretary Pete Hegseth has directed the department to designate Anthropic a supply chain risk due to their negotiation impasse concerning mass domestic surveillance and fully autonomous weapons. Because of that, the U.S. Department of War has decided to partner with OpenAI. We'll definitely delve into that later in today's episode.
So the concerns by Anthropic regarding mass domestic surveillance and fully autonomous weapons is definitely a red flag. Now in today's episode, we won't delve into details regarding that. Rather, we'll go ahead and discuss the partnership news regarding US Department of War with OpenAI. Really interesting development. So look, guys, we have quite a lot of things to cover in today's episode. And like we do in every Blockchain DXB podcast, Satoshi, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Do you want to tell our listeners what is the first news we're going to be talking about in today's episode, Satoshi?
Sure, George. First, we'll be looking at ShipFinex receiving in-principle approval from VARA, advancing their maritime asset tokenization roadmap.
And for our listeners, VARA is the regulatory authority in Dubai, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So really interesting development. Now what about the second news, Satoshi? What is the second news that we're going to be discussing later on in today's episode?
The second news is Dubai's plan to install 1,000 AI-enabled parking cameras to ease congestion.
And look, as far as United Arab Emirates is concerned, we are still taking leaps and bounds in the world of artificial intelligence, Bitcoin as well as cryptocurrency. And as I talked about earlier, guys, Dubai is definitely one of the best places in the world. So look, guys, we have got a lot of interesting things to cover in today's episode. But before we go ahead and kickstart today's episode, a quick word from our sponsors. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor, that is Amana. And they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. So look, guys, whether you're looking into invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or mena giants like ADNOC or Salik, Amana puts the financial markets on your fingertips. It includes gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, commodities, and guess what, guys? They have over 375 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. Now for the Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, if you want to go and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, explore Amana's pre-built auto investment plans, and all you have to do is set your monthly budget, choose your preferred asset category, and let Amana automate the investing for you. Zero fees, zero lockups, 100% customizable. And here's the thing, guys, funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even crypto wallets. No friction and no hassles. And the best part is, guys, let's say if you need support, you would absolutely love Amana for this, because they offer 24/6 human customer service, as well as a personalized sales support, real people, real help, and the customer support is in English as well as in Arabic. And for the Blockchain DXB listener and community, guys, I do have something really exclusive for you. What you can do is register with Amana using the code Blockchain DXB, or you can also use the link that is in the show notes below. And here's the best part, guys. Once you register, fund your account with a minimum of $100 and at least go ahead and make one trade, and then you'll receive a $100 trading bonus credit to your account the following month. But look, guys, it's real important to note, the bonus is non-withdrawable. It is there to help you trade and learn. So look, guys, if you're looking for a transparent, powerful and easy to use app, that's Amana for you. So what are you waiting for, guys? Download the app now, or you can also visit the website that is amana.app, and don't forget to use the code BlockchainDXB. And Amana, guys, is all markets one app. Next, guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year. as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Cause for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right guys, palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock guys is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners guys, we have something really interesting for you, cause you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025 as well as ETH Women. And look guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life. So don't just read about it, be there and head to the website that is futuristconference.com and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website that is www.amt.tv and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gulf Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the race-based podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's go ahead and tackle what is going on in the global cryptocurrency market. Now unfortunately guys, because of chaos going on in the Middle East, there is significant amount of outflows in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency related ETF. But here's the thing guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency snapshot, right now the global cryptocurrency market is at $2.33 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.20%. But here's the thing Satoshi, if you look at the cryptocurrency market volume, right now it is still about the $100 billion mark, right?
That's right, George. As you talked about at the beginning of the episode, there's unfortunate drama connected to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies indirectly due to the ongoing situation between the US, Israel, and Iran. We won't delve into that, but it looks like the global cryptocurrency market is marginally suffered, but is relatively flat. And as you mentioned, George, you're right. The global cryptocurrency market is slightly above the $100 billion mark. It is at $106.02 billion.
Now that thing being said, the volume of decentralized exchanges isn't looking that great. It is still below the $10 billion mark, $8.79 billion to be precise, and the total fee Satoshi connected for these transactions today is showing as $54.46 million. And here's the thing guys, if you look at the total value locked, right now it is down to $94.19 billion. Now since the last trading day Satoshi, there is a significant amount of outflows, and the outflows is accounting to $69.36 million. Now it's clear to say Satoshi, whenever there is outflows, there is direct correlation to market sentiment and also connected to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, right?
You're absolutely right, George. The market sentiment is directly correlated to outflows, and that definitely impacts Bitcoin and cryptocurrency prices.
Now let's do one thing Satoshi, let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. Do you want to read out the matrix for decentralized exchanges? Let's go ahead and read out the top 5 please.
The top 5 DEX volumes are 1. Uniswap, 2.11 billion. 2. PancakeSwap, 1.16 billion. 3. SuFi, 836.63 billion. Pump, 553.17 billion. 5. Aerodrome, 406.43 billion.
Yeah, the numbers of decentralized exchanges isn't looking that great, and so far SuFi is concerned, I'm pretty much sure it's connected to Sui blockchain. Now look guys, in an idealistic world, the volume of decentralized exchanges should be at least 10 times or maybe 20 times of what it is. Now the 24-hour trading volume of decentralized exchanges below the $10 billion mark. Ideally, this number should be around the $40 to $50 billion mark. And as I've been saying since the last few months guys, the key engine for the cryptocurrency world is the volume of stable coins, and unfortunately guys, the numbers aren't looking that great. The volume of Tether USDT is at $82.11 billion. Circle USDC is at number 2nd, but its volume is below the $10 billion mark. It is only at $9.62 billion. FDUSD guys is at number 3rd, but its volume is less than $500 million mark, $466.16 million. Now let's do one thing Satoshi, let's quickly run to the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why don't you read out this matrix for our listeners, Satoshi?
Certainly, George. Looking at the market data, Bitcoin's market cap is currently sitting at $1.3 trillion, with a 24-hour trading volume of $39.95 billion. Its dominance is about 56.69%. Now for Ethereum, we see a market cap of $230.95 billion and a 24-hour trading volume of $23.12 billion, with a dominance of 9.95%.
And what has happened, Satoshi, over the weekend? Binance has overtaken the market cap of Ripple, and its market cap right now is at $83.57 billion. And if you look at Binance's 24-hour trading volume, it is slightly below the $2 billion mark at $1.84 billion. Now let's do one thing, Satoshi. Every day in the Blockchain DXB podcast, I tend to look at one new matrix. Today, what I want you to do is, I want you to read out the matrix that is connected to tokenized commodities. So why don't you do one thing, Satoshi? Why don't you go ahead and read out the matrix that is connected to tokenized commodities? Because this year I very strongly feel the narrative will be regarding tokenization. Along with tokenization, the narrative regarding stablecoins is definitely picking up pace. Now let's quickly run to the matrix connected to tokenized commodities. And then, why don't you also read out the top 5 for us, please?
Since last weekend, George, Binance has climbed, surpassing Ripple with a market cap of $83.57 billion and a 24-hour trading volume of $1.84 billion. Now, regarding tokenized commodities, the total market cap today is $6.34 billion, a 6.6% change in the last 24 hours. The top 5 tokenized commodities are Tether Gold at $2.97 billion, Pax Gold at $2.57 billion, Kinesis Gold at $494 million, Pleasing Gold at $103 million, and Matrix Stock at $86.35 million.
Thank you so very much for that information, Satoshi. Now, why don't you do one thing? Why don't you tell our listeners the matrix that is connected to Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Binance BNB Coin? And can you also read out the matrix as to what is going on regarding 24-hour volume? And compare that with the last 7 days for Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Binance BNB Coin, please.
Certainly. Bitcoin's current price is $65,191, with a 24-hour change of negative 2.32% and a 7-day change of negative 3.27%. Ethereum is priced at $1,911, experiencing a negative 2.24% change in 24 hours and a negative 1.61% over the last 7 days. Binance BNB is at $612, with a 24-hour change of negative 0.83% and a 7-day change of plus 0.12%.
Now, thank you so very much for that information, Satoshi. And unfortunately, right now, because of drama going on in the Middle East, the market sentiment is still at extreme fear, and the number associated is 16. But as we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, the market is actually reacting to clarity and certainty. Now, based on my understanding, this war in the Middle East could potentially end in just a matter of a few weeks. And until then, it's going to be really interesting to see how the market is reacting. So for our listeners, what I'd really urge you to do is keep a track on 3 things. The first one is inflows and outflows that is connected to crypto ETFs, followed by the market sentiment, and thirdly, the 24-hour trading volume of stable coins. Now, on the Blockchain DXB podcast, we'll definitely delve into that. Now, in today's episode, Satoshi, why don't we do one thing? Let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin Lightning Network, because there are some really interesting metrics that is connected to Lightning Network, isn't it? Now, before we go ahead and discuss what Lightning Network is, Satoshi, do you want to explain to our listeners at a very basic level how Lightning Network actually works, and also how can businesses, particularly in Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, and probably the entire world, how can they actually go ahead and implement or use Lightning Network for their business?
You're right, George. The market sentiment is definitely not looking great because of Middle East tension, with the sentiment being extreme fear at 16. Now, regarding the Lightning Network, it's essentially a Layer 2 solution built on Bitcoin, designed to enable faster and cheaper transactions. Think of it as opening direct payment channels between parties, allowing multiple transactions to occur off-chain before being settled back on the main Bitcoin blockchain. This significantly speeds things up and reduces fees. For businesses, particularly in places like Dubai and the Middle East, this means instant, low-cost payments for goods and services, facilitating smoother international trade and micropayments. It can revolutionize how companies handle transactions, offering greater efficiency and scalability.
So what about, let's say, if someone owns a gym or is organizing events, let's say like Spartan Race or Arabian Warriors? How do you think they can actually go ahead and implement Lightning Network? And am I right in saying, let's say if I were to do that, the customers or participants, and am I right in saying that participants, they can actually pay it in the local currency, that is the dirhams, and I as a business could actually get Bitcoin in return?
Right, so for a gym or event organizer, George, implementing Lightning can be quite beneficial. They could use payment gateways that support it, allowing customers to pay for memberships or race registrations quickly. And yes, you're right to point out that participants could pay in their local currency, like dirhams, and the business could receive Bitcoin in return, offering flexibility and instant settlement.
That is great, and according to me, guys, Lightning Network, not blockchain technology, should be the right narrative. But look, Satoshi, a lot of detractors of Lightning Network, they often say that Lightning Network is lightning years away from mainstream adoption. Now, me personally, I'm a massive fan of Lightning Network, but the fact is, implementing Lightning Network could be challenging. But let's do one thing, Satoshi. In today's episode, let's read out a couple of metrics that is connected to Lightning Network. So do you want to tell our listeners some metrics that is connected to Lightning Network, please?
While some view the Lightning Network as still in early stages, the metrics are quite encouraging, George. Transaction volume is surging, with 1.17 billion in payments in November 2025, a significant increase from 286.5 million in November 2024. The network is also handling larger transactions, with an average payment around $223, and adoption is expanding, with nearly 29% of Bitcoin transfers now routed through Lightning. I would also like to add that much of the growth comes from exchanges and businesses using Lightning for faster, cheaper settlements, including a 1 million transaction facilitated by Kraken.
So thank you so very much, Satoshi, for that information. Now let's go and tackle the next news that is connected to Ripple. Do you want to tell our listeners, Satoshi, what this news is all about? Because it does actually help the developer community, isn't it?
Yes, George, they are actually helping the developer community. Ripple announced changes to how innovation on the XRP ledger will be supported in 2026, after more than $550 million has been invested into the ecosystem. The funding model is shifting from mainly Ripple-led programs to a more distributed and community-driven structure, giving builders multiple ways to access grants, accelerators, venture capital, and regional support. New initiatives include a Fintech Builder Program, expanded accelerators, regional competitions, and XAO DAO, which allows the community to vote on funding decisions. The goal is to build a more open and resilient ecosystem that helps startups move from ideas to fully launched financial products.
That is great, and according to me, Satoshi, Ripple falls more under the fintech platform as opposed to cryptocurrencies. So do you agree to that? Because look, Ripple does not use blockchain technology as such, isn't it? And essentially there are no blocks that is chained to the next block. Would you agree to that assessment?
That's a valid perspective, George. While the XRP ledger is decentralized, it does operate differently from traditional blockchain technology, which does lend itself to the fintech focus you're describing.
And it's great that they are venturing into the stablecoin space as well. And talking about stablecoin, Satoshi, I've always said this. 2026, the narrative is building around two things: tokenization and stablecoins. And as a matter of fact, the next news we are going to be talking about is connected to stablecoins, isn't it? Do you want to tell our listeners what this news is all about? Because it is connected to MoonPay MO along with PayPal as well, right?
You're absolutely right, George. MoonPay, M0, and PayPal have launched PYUSDX, a platform that lets developers create their own stablecoins backed by PayPal USD, or PYUSD. It makes launching custom tokens much faster, potentially taking days instead of months. These tokens can have a company's own branding, work across different blockchains, and show real-time reserve transparency. The first project using PYUSDX is USD.ai, which is building a stablecoin for AI payments.
Now, regarding letting developers create their own stablecoins, do you think it unnecessarily creates a lot of chaos? Because already we have more than 20,000 different types of cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now look, this idea definitely sounds great, Satoshi, but according to me, it unnecessarily creates a lot more stablecoins, isn't it? What is your take on it from a macro level point of view, keeping in mind the user experience as well?
That's a fair consideration, George. From a macro level, while the proliferation could bring complexity, this shift could promote greater innovation and competition. It allows for more tailored stablecoins, like the USD.ai example, addressing specific market needs. Regarding user experience, if the platforms are intuitive and integrate seamlessly with existing systems, it could ultimately enhance utility.
Now, what I'm saying is, Satoshi, let's say if I was a user, And if I want to make a payment, let's say in Amazon, rather than having one form of payment, now could it be possible I have 10, maybe even 100 different forms of payments? Now look, from a user experience point of view, it sounds great, but when you're actually using it, it does unnecessarily give me too many options, isn't it? Am I right in saying that this particular move, where they're allowing developers to go ahead and create their own stable coin, could actually create a bit of chaos as well? Now I'm pretty much sure a lot of people would actually like this, but if you were to ask me my personal opinion, I would just want to go ahead and make the payment and then focus on my regular day-to-day things.
I understand your concern, George. Having too many options could definitely be overwhelming from a user experience perspective. However, it's likely that market dynamics and platform integration would lead to certain stablecoins becoming dominant or preferred, simplifying the choice for most users, similar to how various payment methods exist, but some are more widely adopted.
That is a really interesting thought, and that thing being said, I'm pretty much sure there are other people who would actually want to go ahead and have different options for making payments. Thank you so very much for that, Satoshi. Now let's go ahead and discuss a final topic for today, Satoshi, that is connected to OpenAI. Do you want to tell our listeners what this drama is all about? And earlier on in today's episode, we also talked about Anthropic, where they wanted a lot of access to information, isn't it? And because of that, looks like the US Department of War and Pentagon have signed an agreement with OpenAI. So do you want to tell our listeners the final details regarding this news, please?
Certainly, George. OpenAI has signed an agreement with the Pentagon to deploy advanced AI systems in classified environments under strict safety controls. The company states its technology cannot be used for mass domestic surveillance, to direct autonomous weapons, or to make high-stakes automated decisions without human approval. The AI will be deployed through secure cloud systems, with OpenAI keeping control of its safety guardrails and placing cleared engineers in the loop. The partnership aims to support national security while ensuring strong legal and contractual protections.
And look, as according to me, the Department of War has definitely done a brilliant thing, because Anthropic, they were focusing on mass domestic surveillance, and who should say they wanted direct autonomous weapons as well. So it is great that the US Department of War, under the leadership of BTC, has actually gone with OpenAI, not Anthropic. Definitely a right move in my honest opinion. No? These were some macro level newscasts on the Bitcoin blockchain and cryptocurrency world. Now Satoshi, let's go ahead and look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news is regarding an in-principle approval, and a company called Shiftness, they have received in-principle approval from Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, and with this move they're advancing its Matter Asset Tokenization roadmap. So let's go ahead and delve into finer details regarding this, Satoshi, alright?
That's correct, George. The in-principle approval Shiftness received is for a broker-dealer license in Dubai, granted by the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, or VARA.
And am I right in saying, Satoshi, that the in-principle approval means that Shiftness successfully met VARA's initial regulatory rules, and this was in compliance and security standards?
Yes, that's correct. The IPA means Shiftness successfully met VARA's initial regulatory rules on compliance and security standards.
And it clearly confirms that the company meets strong operational and governance standards as well. Now, what is the aim of getting this license, Satoshi, and how is it that the investors can actually benefit by this?
Shiftness aims to offer secure fractional ownership of ships globally. This allows investors to access maritime assets that were once limited to large institutional funds.
And am I right in saying, Satoshi, that the company uses DLT, that is distributed ledger technology, in order to work on tokenization?
Yes, that's correct. The company uses advanced distributed ledger technology to digitally tokenize ships.
And how does it actually work, Satoshi?
Ships are converted into regulated maritime asset tokens, or MAT, which represent verified partial ownership in real operating vessels.
Oh, then it makes sense, because this move helps them bring in more capital, liquidity and transparency into global shipping industry. And look, as right now Dubai is positioning itself as a leading global hub for virtual asset innovation, and so far as the approval is concerned, it strongly supports a secure and fully regulated investment environment. Now regarding the founder and CEO Satoshi, do you want to tell our listeners what is actually said by him as well as his team? Because I believe the CFO, the chairman, they have something really positive to say regarding this move, right?
That's right. Founder and CEO Vikas Pandey stated the goal is to build a transparent, compliant ecosystem for modern ship finance, while Chairman Vivek Seth highlighted the initiative blends traditional shipping expertise with digital financial innovation. Additionally, CFO Deepak Karki mentioned it improves both debt and equity vessel financing through blockchain technology.
And regarding the platform, guys, it'll allow retail and institutional investors to share vessel ownership efficiently. And Shift will now work towards securing a fully virtual asset service card provider regulatory license. And the company's long-term mission, guys, is to modernize global maritime finance. And they plan to do that to secure as well as regulated tokenization solutions. Really interesting development. Now look, as in 2026, the tokenization narrative is definitely building up, so definitely keep an eye on that news. Now let's go ahead and discuss the second news, Satoshi, and this is connected to artificial intelligence. Now do you want to tell our listeners, Satoshi, what is Dubai doing regarding tokenization, please?
Now, regarding Dubai's initiatives related to artificial intelligence and tokenization, Dubai is positioning itself as a leading global hub for virtual assets innovation. The second news item details how Dubai is installing 1,000 AI-enabled parking cameras to ease congestion, showcasing its adoption of advanced technology.
And who made this announcement, Satoshi? Do you want to tell our listeners what the announcement is and how does this camera actually work, please?
Sure, George. Parkin PJSC has announced they will install 1,000 AI-enabled smart parking cameras across Dubai to reduce traffic congestion. These cameras will be placed at key high-traffic areas to better manage visitor parking demand. The system uses advanced computer vision technology to monitor parking occupancy in real time.
And how long do you think this entire plan would work? And can you also tell our listeners the specific areas where they're planning to install it as well, please?
They plan to install the cameras over the next 6 months. The specific areas include Dubai World Trade Center, Downtown Boulevard, and Expo City, Dubai.
And am I right in saying, Satoshi, that drivers will be guided to empty parking bays directly to Parkin mobile app, thereby helping them avoid unnecessary delays and confusions as well?
Yes, that's correct. Drivers will be guided directly to empty parking bays through the Parkin mobile app, reducing delays and confusion.
So in terms of timeline, can you tell us how much of time can drivers actually save?
Parkin expects the new system to reduce the average time spent searching for parking from 12 minutes to less than 4 minutes.
So shorter search times will also lower vehicle emission and support Dubai's broader environmental sustainable goals, and major global conferences like GITEX Global as well as COP28 previously faced complaints about long payment queues and unclear parking signage, so this is definitely a genius move. And regarding parking upgrades, Satoshi, it is especially important for international business travelers who are attending large-scale exhibitions and trade shows, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. Shorter search times will also lower vehicle emissions and support Dubai's sustainability goals, which is crucial for international business travelers attending major events.
And smoother parking operations cars will help visitors arrive on time, thereby reducing stress during busy conference schedules. And before traveling, attendees are advised to secure proper entry documents. And there are platforms like Visa HQ that actually help simplify UAE visa applications online. And Smart City Expert sees this rollout as part of Dubai's wider 2030 mobile strategy to create a fully integrated and ticketless transport journey. Now, the long-term vision cars include seamless connections between metro services, taxis, autonomous shuttles, and also micro-mobility options, and multinational companies exhibiting at Dubai's mega events are expected to benefit from reduced transport delays and lower ground travel costs. Now, the system particularly supports executives and C-suite delegates who prefer chauffeur-driven vehicles instead of public transportation. And here's the thing, guys, Parkin also plans to introduce data sharing APIs that will actually allow event organizers to reserve parking spaces in bulk, similar to airline seat allocation system. And the only thing I can say, guys, is hotels located near major venues are negotiating valid parking partnerships to prevent arrival bottlenecks during peak convention periods. And overstays detected via cameras will automatically trigger fines that are charged to Salik accounts or sent via SMS notifications. And visitors, guys, might ensure that correct vehicle plate details are ensured while booking through apps in order to avoid automatic penalties and unexpected charges. And look, guys, when you talk about artificial intelligence, the use case is already here and people are already using it, so definitely brilliant news. So these were some macro level newscasts on the Bitcoin blockchain, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence, all from blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's do one thing, Satoshi. Let's go ahead and kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series, alright?
Sure, George. Let's kickstart the Ask Me Anything series. I'm curious to see what questions our listeners have for us. Hey everyone, it's Satoshi from the Blockchain DXB podcast, where listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and the metaverse. And we have a question from Ryan who asks, what about Operation Epic Fury, guys? What kind of an impact do you think it's going to have on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? And what advice do you have for us?
Now this is a hot question right now, isn't it, Satoshi? Now regarding Operation Epic Fury, Satoshi, look, I do think this entire Middle East situation will take at least a couple of weeks to solve, and until then, I'd really urge our listeners to do is listen to information only from official sources. And earlier on, for listeners in Dubai, we did actually go and read out a couple of websites and only look at official sources. Now regarding the impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I very strongly feel, Satoshi, that the market is reacting to clarification and certainty regarding any specific news, so they don't want to be held in a situation where they don't know what is going to happen. And the moment we get any clarity, even if it is not positive, me personally, I feel it is having a positive impact regarding the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So look, Ryan, what I feel is the moment we get any official information, that is the time when the market tends to react. And when the market is not getting any official information, it is unnecessarily creating a bit of panic. That is what my honest opinion is. And historically, look, Ryan, even if you look at what did happen during Russia and Ukraine, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies did actually fall down. But during that time, there was no official information regarding what is going on regarding war. So a lot of investors, they were not sure as to which direction the market would be heading towards. And that is the time I do feel the market actually dumps down. But the moment we get clarity or any official information, the market tends to react in a positive way. And regarding Operation Epic Fury, what I'd really urge our listeners to do is, firstly, avoid watching any mainstream media. Mainstream media is putting out completely fake news and different narrative. Go to the official White House website, and President Donald Trump last night, he did actually give an update regarding Operation Epic Fury. And look, as always, got to look at information from first source. What's your take regarding it, Satoshi?
That's a very insightful perspective, George. You're right. Geopolitical uncertainty can definitely cause significant market volatility, and that need for clarity and certainty is crucial. We've seen market reactions pendulum between panic and optimism. The current market sentiment, as we saw earlier, is quite low, indicating extreme fear, partly due to geopolitical tensions. However, the focus on clarity is key, and positive developments can shift that.
You're absolutely correct, Satoshi, and this is where mainstream media, as well as so-called social media influencers, they are trying to put out a completely different narrative regarding what is going on in the Middle East. And look, Ryan, I can confidently state that Dubai in the Middle East is probably the safest place even right now, to be completely honest. So look at information from official sources. And regarding Operation Epic Fury, as I mentioned earlier, this might take roughly around 2 to 3 weeks more. Now during that time, avoid looking at mainstream media, avoid believing what social media is saying, and only look at information from first sources. And in the Blockchain DXB podcast, we often try to give out official sources, and that is a key message. Now historically, look, during times of war, Bitcoin has not proven out to be a safe haven. Gold historically has always pumped up. Let's see if this time if we have anything different. But again, the key message is to go and look at information from official sources. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything See Some Blockchain DXB. Remember, Monday to Thursdays we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we look at the process, we look at the latest technological development, we talk about things going on at a macro level, and geopolitics, guys, directly and indirectly impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We then look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. We talk about different partnerships, and when we talk about artificial intelligence, right now Middle East is definitely the best place to be regarding artificial intelligence. And we also look at the latest technological development in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse on the Middle East region. And what you're listening to right now, guys, is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.